G'day, Jack. 10 days, I suppose, in Perth already. How excited are you to get out there on Friday night, given the long wait and being in quarantine?
Yeah, really excited to play on Friday night. Quarantine's been good. Joondalup Resort, and Perth weather's been treating us really nicely. Our training's still been top quality. So really looking forward to the opportunity of playing in front of a big crowd on Friday night.
Just from a fitness perspective, obviously the list is very fit at the moment. One guy that's coming back from injury is Jaden Hunt. How's he going, and do you think he's a serious chance of playing? I know you're not picking the team, but is he a serious chance of playing on Friday night?
Yeah, I think he's a serious chance. That was his goal from the get-go, was to get himself in a position to play finals, and he fully trained today. So I guess it's now up to the match committee to determine whether they think he's ready to roll. Beautiful, thanks. That's it.
Jack, so it's obviously been a long time since you've played in a prelim, and it was in Perth the last time as well, and it was over before it. But you really got into that game. What do you reflect on from that you can take into this game to make sure that you have a better performance?
Yeah, it's a good question, and I haven't really reflected. I've reflected a lot on the game, but in terms of sorry about that. It does feel like a different, certainly a different build-up. We're not playing a Western Australian team, so it doesn't feel the same in terms of a build-up and a preparation. I'm not sure what to take out of playing West Coast here in 2018. We're such a completely different team during that period. So I just feel like we're a different team right now, and the build-up's been different. So, yeah, not drawing on that experience too much right now.
What about the whole prelim final element of it? We know how difficult they are to win and how difficult they are to get to. The ability to be ready and hit them with everything you can possibly have early.
Yeah, Geelong, very strong team. They've been in this position so many times before. Quality. Very experienced side, so this is going to be a really tough game, and we're going to have to come out firing from the get-go. So that's the plan. That's what we've been training to do. We've had a week off to really train hard. We haven't taken it easy. We've been training hard, ready to hit the ground running on Friday night.
Jack, how much have you looked back at that performance against the Cats a few weeks ago? Because quite clearly you can't let them get the same jump on you as you did then.
Yeah, we've taken some learnings from that game, absolutely. We've played Geelong twice already this year, so we feel like we know them quite well coming into this week. And it's about trying to take their strengths away from them and put our game style on show. So that's the game really, and they've been such a strong side, been in this position before, experience, all that kind of stuff. So really gonna have to be on our toes.
How much does the experience of another finals campaign change for you personally, without, I suppose, the burden of captaincy? I'm sure you're still playing a leadership role, but it must be a different kind of build-up, not having that on your shoulders as well.
Probably. I don't know. It doesn't feel. I don't feel any different, to be honest, with you, Katie, about captain, not captain, the pressure I put on myself, the expectation on myself. I'm just taking it as it comes, and it feels pretty similar at this stage.
Jack, I know.
You go, Jordan, you go.
Jack, how's your body going? You've had a pretty consistent run since that toe injury earlier in the year. Is that something you still have to manage?
No, body's in really good shape at the moment. So, yeah, I'm in the best position I've been all year, and, I've been able to string a few games together now. So, looking to continue to build on that this week.
Jack, I was just going to ask you about how it feels to have the build-up to these big games in a caged-off resort in Perth, where there's a discussion about whether there'll even be a grand final parade. I think the government doesn't want one because they're worried about the risk potentially. Does that affect you, for example? Do you think it would be nice to have that as part of a sense of occasion to build up to the game?
Good catch, Goody. The build-up's certainly different, not being amongst the atmosphere, the hype, being around our fans in Melbourne. Not that it feels like a home and away season, because the expectation, the stakes are a lot higher, and the playing group understand that. But yeah, just not having that or being exposed to the excitement and atmosphere of finals, and particularly a prelim, is something that is lacking. But we're in difficult, interesting times, and we're just doing the best we can at the moment.
Jack, on that local grand final parade, given the opportunity, would you like to take part in a grand final parade?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if there's an opportunity to take part of a grand final parade and keep the lead up to we've got to get through this week first. But if we were to make a grand final, having it as close to a normal AFL grand final, I'd certainly want that as a fan, to be the case.
Jack, just in terms of ask you about Luke Jackson. Obviously, we love him over here. Just a bit about how important he's become and how rapid his development's been for a young big man.
Yeah, Jacko's had a terrific year, along with Rivers. They've been his development as a ruck, as a forward. You can those positions can sometimes take a while for players to develop into the roles, but Jacko's he's developed so rapidly, under Maxi, and he's turned into a really important player for us. Whether he's in the ruck or he's up forward, he's a special talent, and it'll be a big part of our performance on Friday night.
Jack, obviously, we've spoken about 3 years ago. It's been a big 3 years for the club. So much has happened since then. How do you reflect on that period, and particularly the one 12 months ago when you're a free agent and weighing up your future? How close did you come to leaving? Around this time last year.
Reflecting on the journey, I think I've always been super confident in the direction of the football club. Understand it was never just going to be a continual growth from the start. We had a really strong year in 2018 where we built some real belief and confidence through the back end of the home and away season, and carried that into 2018. And then continuing to learn, continue to develop, understand what it takes to perform and execute consistently at the elite level and compete with the best teams in the comp. And I feel like this year's been a terrific year because we've done it consistently throughout the year. It hasn't been poor patches here, or we've just strung together 6 games at the end of the year to just get over the line. We've been able to really play well as a team for a majority of the year, so that's been such a pleasing thing.
And just on your own time at Melbourne, how close did it come to actually ending this time last year?
Yeah, no, I love the footy. I love the football club. Never wanted to leave. So, and like I said at the start of the question, I was, extremely confident in the direction of the football club. So, it was just a matter of, I suppose, waiting it out to, hopefully find ourselves in this position.
Back just on the build up, has as much as you like the atmosphere and everything, has the low key sort of set up? Does it almost suit the group a little bit, and the fact that you don't have to focus, you're not distracted by any outside noise, and you just focus on the games and none of the other build ups? Does that help, do you think?
Well, I feel like the group would be able to adapt either way, whether we're there's that hype, excitement, or whether we're caged off from the public. I feel like either way the group's going to be able to perform. So, that's about what I've got to say about that.
In Australia,
I know you're in quarantine.
Go, Rory.
Cheers, Craig. Jack, I know you're in quarantine, but have you got a sense for if there is any support for the D's here in Perth?
I'm probably the wrong person to. I don't follow much on social media or whatnot, but I heard it's going to be a full house here on Friday night, so that suggests there's a really good following here in Perth for the D's.
You've seen that, you've experienced that stadium, and it's, I guess, hostile worst for you guys, I suppose. What's the possibility of it being, sort of harnessed in your favour on Friday night like?
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, this is one of the best stadiums to play in. No doubt about that. And when you have a home, I suppose a crowd advantage, it's deafening and it can intimidate teams and influence games. So, I mean, I got no idea what the split will be in terms of Melbourne Geelong supporters, but if we could get majority D's fans in the crowd, it's going to be such an exciting game to be involved in.
Most of your games have been played in front of nobody for the past couple of months. It's going to be the biggest crowd you've played in front of for the season, and noise will be a factor. So can you prepare for the change to what you've actually been living with and playing with going into this game to handle communication, all the other sorts of things that come with the crowd?
Yeah, I suppose the way we train, it's designed to handle big occasions. So I'm really confident we just go out and execute the stuff that we get drilled every day, whether there's a crowd, no crowd. I'm confident that we're going to perform. So yeah, not bringing taking too much consideration into the crowd affecting our performance.
Jack, can I just ask you one on your teammate, Clayton Oliver, in terms of the season that he's had? I mean, he's always been a ball magnet, but his ball use seems to have gone to another level. You've had a front row seat to it. Have you been surprised by his form this year, and what impact do you think he can have in the next couple of weeks, hopefully?
Not surprised about the impact he's had this year. One of the hardest workers at the football club, so it's no coincidence. He's been dominating games of football and played really consistently throughout the year. So he's going to be a crucial factor for us on Saturday night, and such a big part of the the midfield at the D's.
Jack, it's Carla Hart from Yokai Footy. We're collecting a whole lot of Yokai moments for the show. Yokai moment is a moment that's special to you and greater than, about the spirit of football, and a moment that's greater than football. It doesn't have to be an Indigenous moment, it's just something special to you. So is there a moment that stands out to you this year?
It's hard to go past Gorney's goal after siren in our last home and away game. And, for me it did symbolise a bit more than football, because we have put so much work into a season, 23 games of hard work with mates, and then to, I guess, have it conclude that way. It was such a special moment to celebrate with teammates and support staff as well.
Thanks, mate. Good luck on the weekend.
Thank
I'm
you.
in Perth,
Appreciate
so
it.
there'll be a lot of Melbourne supporters there, no
Excellent.
doubt.
Good to hear.
Jack, I noticed you don't tend to kick as many goals as some of your midfield teammates, but you get a lot of inside 50s. Is that just part of your role? Are you comfortable with the number of goals you kick?
Yeah. No, I'm pretty happy with the number of goals I've kicked. Obviously, I'd like to kick a few more, end up on the back end of a couple. But yeah, I see my primary role as not being as a goal kicker. I'd like to supply the forwards with a fair few goals themselves. So I'll continue to work on that, and if I end up finding myself on the back end of a couple, it'd be nice.
Last couple, guys. Thanks.
Jack, have you gone back as a team and looked at how they got the jump on you in round 23 and dug deep on how you avoid that happening again?
Yeah, we felt it was pretty evenly matched for majority of the game, except for probably a 10-minute patch in the second where they really dominated us. So the majority of the learnings came out of how do we not let them kind of score so rapidly during a game to keep it competitive. So yeah, majority of the learnings came out of that.
And just, I know you touched on the 2018 game. Do you think that's hardened you at all for this experience? Do you think the things you've learned from that, and does the sort of the pain of that day, does that steal you a bit for this Friday night, the prelim?
I probably should say yes, but like I said a bit earlier, like I haven't really drawn on that experience too much. It does feel like a lifetime ago. I do feel like this group is in a much different position. I feel like the build-up's different. You very rarely get these opportunities in football, and that's what I learnt this 2018. You just never know when you're getting up in this position, so you got to make the most of it, and that's what we've been working hard to do. Our time in Perth.